Hello everyone, today I am going to discuss anti-protozoal drugs. In this lecture, we will discuss about different types of protozoal infections, amoebiasis, life cycle of amoeba, and classification of anti-amoebic drugs. Start with different types of protozoal infections. Here, several protozoal or parasitic diseases are listed. First one is amoebiasis, that is infection of intestine caused by protozoa Entamoeba histolytica. Second one is malaria. It is mosquito-borne infectious disease that is caused by Plasmodium, like Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium malaria. Then third one is giardiasis. It is infection of the small intestine and caused by protozoa Giardia lambilla. Fourth one is leishmaniasis. It is disease caused by the bite of the female sandfly and caused by protozoa Leishmania donovani. Fifth one is toxoplasmosis. It is infection due to the parasite Toxoplasma gondii. Sixth one is trypanosomiasis. It is several disease in vertebrates caused by parasitic protozoan trypanosomes. Now, when we compare protozoal infections with bacterial infections, then protozoal infections are difficult to be treated than bacterial infections. Why? Because protozoal cells are eukaryotes and have similar metabolic process to the human host, almost closer to the human host. That's why when antiprotozoal drug is given to the human host, then it produces the several toxic effect on the host, and antiprotozoal drugs are not safe during pregnancy. Now start with the one parasitic disease, that is amoebiasis. Then what is amoebiasis? It is a protozoal infection of the intestinal tract that occurs due to ingestion of foods or water that is contaminated with Entamoeba histolytica protozoa. Now, we start with life cycle of amoeba. How amoeba enter to the human host and survive in the atmosphere. Then it have the two forms, cyst, that is non-infective form, and can survive outside the human body and transform into the trophozoites inside the human body. Second one is trophozoites. It is infective form. They may feed on intestinal bacteria or invade the intestinal wall and cause the ulceration into the intestinal wall, and then migrate to the liver or other tissue. It transforms into cysts which are excreted into the feces within the colon. Now we see stepwise life cycle of the amoeba. First one is cyst ingestion. As we discussed, when healthy person or healthy human host ingest food that is contaminated with Entamoeba histolytica cyst, then cyst enter the human host. That is the ingestion of cyst, and cyst is the infective form of Entamoeba histolytica. Now this cyst is transformed into the trophozoites inside the human host and then get multiplied within the colon wall by using the bacterial flora as a food that is present in intestine. In colon, bacterial flora is present. That bacterial flora provide food to the trophozoites, and trophozoite get multiplied and growth and cause the infection. Now, in certain circumstances, these trophozoites penetrate to the intestinal wall. What happens when trophozoite invade the intestinal wall? Then ulceration of intestinal wall occur, and simultaneously it enter to the bloodstream. Right? Enter into the bloodstream, and through the bloodstream it causes the infection throughout the body or different tissue of the body. That is known as the systemic invasion. And simultaneously some trophozoites converted into cyst form again in rectum and excrete out from the body into the feces. This is the life cycle of amoeba. Next one is classification of anti-amoebic drugs. Now first of all, what is anti-amoebic drugs? The drugs which are useful for the management and treatment of amoebiasis are known as the anti-amoebic drugs. Now classification of anti-amoebic drugs. First class is tissue amoebicides. It means drugs which kill the amoeba or entamoeba histolytica present within tissue for both intestinal and extraintestinal amoebiasis. This drug is useful for the amoebiasis occurring intestinal tissue or colon as well as extraintestinal, that means other than intestinal tissue. In both cases, these drugs are effective. First one is nitronimidazole. Examples are metronidazole, tinidazole, ornidazole, secnidazole and cetronidazole. Next one is alkaloids. It obtained from the natural source, that is emmetin and dihydroemetin. Second class subclass is for extraintestinal amoebiasis only. First class is for both intestinal as well as extraintestinal amoebiasis. Drug from this class is useful only for the extraintestinal amoebiasis. That means amoebiasis occur other than the intestinal tissue. That is chloroquine. Then second class mean that is luminal amoebiasis. Luminal amoebiasis, that means colon amoebiasis, that is intestinal amoebiasis. For this again there are different subclasses. First one is amides, chemical class amides. Examples are diloxanide, furet and taclosan. Second one is 8-hydroxyquinolines. Example is pleoquinol. It is also known as quinidochlor, iodochlorohydroxyquine and cleoquinol. Second one is dihydrohydroxyquine, that is also known as iodoquinol. Third one is antibiotics. Example is tetracycline. Miscellaneous class, that is naphthaquinone derivative. Example is atovaquone. It is useful as anti-amoebic drug. Now we see the structures of different anti-amoebic drug. Then first one is nitroimidazole derivative. See in structure, red color structure, it is nitroimidazole. Heterocyclic ring is imidazole ring and its fifth position nitro group is present, that is 5-nitroimidazole, right? See in structure, on first nitrogen R is indicated and this R is varies with different drug. For example, in metronidazole R is CH2CH2OH, that is ethyl alcohol. Then in tinidazole it is diethyl sulfone. Second one is ornidazole. In this chlorohydroxy propyl group is present, right? Next one is alkaloids. Example is emmetin. Emmetin is isoquinoline derivative. Heterocyclic ring isoquinoline is present in this structure, which is indicated by the red color. Next, chloroquine. Chloroquine is quinoline derivative. Red color ring is quinoline and its fourth position NH, that is amino group. That's why it is 4-amino derivative. Next one is amides, or it is also known as acetamide derivative as well as acetanilide derivative. See in red color structure, benzene ring attached with nitrogen and that nitrogen it attached with C double bond O. This whole group is known as acetamide. Now this acetamide is attached with CH methyl group, that is known as the acetanilide structure. In only amide, that is nitrogen attached with the carbon double bond oxygen, NCO, that is amide, right? And example is diloxanide. Next one is 8-hydroxyquinolines. Example is idoquinone. It is 8-hydroxyquinoline is indicated by red color structure. Quinoline in quinoline ring on 8th position hydroxy group is present. That's why 8-hydroxyquinoline structure. Next one is antibiotics. Example is tetracycline. Tetracycline is naphthacine derivative. That means 4 fuse ring system is present. That's why it is known as tetracycline. Next one is atovaquone. It is naphthaquinone derivative. Red color ring is naphthaquinone ring, and it is substituted by different substituent and produce the drug atovaquone. In further different class of the anti-amoebic drug we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.